Hey guys, Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys Digital Rebirth Batman. This is the blue and gray version of Rebirth Batman. I figure I took a look at a long time ago. And this, of course, is brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys. I just said it was McFarlane Toys Digital again. But you're not paying attention? Of course not. So, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Batman has to offer in terms of accessories. Starting off with a pair of alternate hands. He's got a trigger finger and an open hand, much like the Hal Jordan we looked at yesterday. Check that review out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. Only difference is his trigger finger and or grip hand is for the right side, not just the left. So there is that. We also get a nifty Bruce Wayne head, which I can't say I got a whole lot of Bruce Wayne figures other than, you know, one's wearing the bat suit, but there you go. I kind of wish I had a suited body to throw this on, but I'm sure somebody out there's got some ideas for that. And then we also have the Batarang, the big Chungus Batarang, and the grapple gun, which the grapple gun's a nice sculpt. I don't know about it being an all gold, but it's something I've seen before, particularly like 89 probably have something like this. But there you go. Can hold them okay. Not the best grip on those, but it is what it is. And of course we get our collectible trading card. Picture of the Dark Knight on the front there. There's a bio on the back, but again, I don't have my reader because my phone is charging in the other room. But if you don't know who Batman is by now, after what, 5,000 releases in this DC multiverse, whatever this is called, line, then you living under a rock, son. So, taking a closer look at Caped Crusader himself here. He does come with the hockey puck display stand we're used to seeing with all McFarlane Toys releases. And here he is. A little different from the previous Rebirth Batman. He's got a new cape. As far as I can tell anyways, I don't think it's the same one. It's a lot softer, a lot more pliable, so you can get a little bit more poses out of this guy. Yeah, I swear this is a different cape because it doesn't bellow out to the sides as much, but I could be wrong about that. He's got a new head as well. The ears are a little bit more prominent on this version. I did hit him with a hairdryer to straighten them out, but mine honestly weren't bent that much. If anything, this grapple gun, this little, what do you call that, prong here, was bent more than anything, but nothing the hairdryer can fix. That said, I do appreciate the fact he's got two fists. That is new. This right fist is new. That open hand is new. And I don't know if the gauntlets of the boots are exactly the same as the other one, but I'm willing to bet they are, just because it is the Rebirth suit, just in blue and gray. That said, I will say, this body is a little on the short side, and I don't think making a larger head is going to help make it look less goofy. If anything, it's going to make it a little more goofy, because this head is kind of big, but not too bad. It doesn't sit too high on the neck there, so I guess I can let it slide. But as far as articulation goes, this head can look up a little bit, not terribly too much there, but you can look up at least. You can look down, it can tilt side to side, rotate, kind of loose on there. I will say some of the alt heads could be a little tighter. I think the Jack Napier Joker, whatever that figure's supposed to be called, from White Knight, it's the only McFarlane with an alt head that actually is nice and tight on there, but this one's not too bad. The Flashpoint Flash is kind of loose as far as his masthead goes. Shoulders go out to the side, go back down, they rotate. He does have a butterfly in there. He's got a bicep swivel. double elbow. He's got the ball hinge wrists, kind of hindered by the gauntlets, but it's there. His torso will crunch about that far forward, which isn't terrible for a McFarlane, to be honest with you. He'll crunch back pretty far forward, or far back. You can straighten it back out. Kind of adjust it so it's not loose. Kinda. It takes some finicking, but you can do it. You can tilt, and of course rotate. You already saw that though. I'm not sure if this is like a straight up double ball peg up in here, or if this is a whatchamacallit, more of a arrowhead type joint, and that's why it's not getting the range, because I have taken my old one apart before to try and tighten it, and I think the peg that goes up in here is more of a point as opposed to a ball. That would explain why it doesn't get as much range. Hips will kick out to the side, back down, it will kick forward and back. Not a ton, but alright, I guess. He does have a thigh cut a little bit, double knee. That works pretty well. Like the Green Lantern, we don't gotta bend him to get him to stand. So that's nice. He does have ball hinge ankles. And do click on this one. The other Rebirth Batman, they didn't really do this, so mine had a tendency to fall on his butt. But he does have the rocker and everything. Works fine. And he's got the toe joints. And are not too loose, at least on that side. What about this side? Yeah, not too loose. So that is Rebirth Batman, the blue and gray suit, in a nutshell. I like this figure. I do. And as much as people are sick of all the Batman variants, you know, for every Batman variant we get that sells, we can get something really cool like, I don't know, Swamp Thing or Etrigan or Dr. Fate or Deadman, you know, something like that. Spectre. Anyone from Justice League Dark, if you ask me. So, you know, I'm okay with it. I understand the Batman fatigue, but he does sell. He might not sell out right away. I mean, the Green Lantern sold better than this guy, clearly. But, you know, at least it's not a bad figure. It's not an egregious figure. But I will tell you, the first Rebirth Batman was a lot better in terms of paint. And then there was a reissue of that figure in a 3-pack with Batwoman and Clayface. I wouldn't mind getting that just to check out the Batwoman, but if it's the same Clayface I already got from a couple years ago, that kind of sucks, man. But either way, this guy also, of course, comes with an NFT thing. Who gives a shit? You know, really. These are physical action figures. If you want to sell an NFT, just sell it direct from your site to the consumer who wants that shit. Because 99.98%, because nothing is exact, of collectors are buying these for the physical figures, not that. So, you know, just rip the band-aid off, take it up the ass, and deal with it. Nobody wants NFTs. Like, seriously, I don't understand it. So, with that being said, it is time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Rebirth Batman in the blue and gray suit, of course, alongside the only other characters available in this first ever McFarlane Toys digital wave. We have the Silver Age Hal Jordan Green Lantern, and I'm gonna guess Silver Age Aquaman. And being honest with you, while the colors make sense, the costume design does not. This is a very modern costume. These are very classic looks for Hal and Arthur here, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that Rebirth Batman is even here. I think the Nightfall Batman body buck would have been a much better choice to offer in these colors. That way you could have got that 70s, 80s superpowers looking Batman to go with the 70s, 80s superpowers looking Green Lantern and Aquaman we have here. But I digress. Get him out of the way here. It really doesn't matter if he scales with him either, because he's a completely different era. Said we do have the Mythic Legions for the Mandibulas right there, and the infamous 11 Spawn, who in this case definitely towers over everyone because this Rebirth Batman body buck again is quite short. So with that being said, it is time now that we move right along and wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while to some, if not most people, this is going to come off as just another Batman figure, not a perfect one, mind you, from the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys. I don't know what it is, but at the end of the day, I still like it. I don't know what it is either. It is not a perfect figure by any means. If anything, the first version of Rebirth Batman we received from this company was a lot better in terms of paint and aesthetic, but this figure just does something for me, and I can't quite figure out what the Sam hell that is. Maybe it's just the fact that it has less loose joints than the other one, because the other one's old, it's been messed with more, and that's just what happens over time. Maybe it's the fact it's got more accessories. Maybe it's the fact that the cape is a softer material, so you can get this guy into more dynamic poses, which granted, this is not the most dynamic pose ever, but it's not too shabby, right? So at the end of the day, I'm not quite sure why I like this figure as much as I do, but I like this figure as much as I do. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. If you don't like it, well, kiss it. I won't be so mean at the end of the video, because I'll save that for tomorrow's review of Aquaman. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, for better or for worse. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.